Hey everyone, I hope you're paying attention because what I'm going to tell you is so clumsy, irreverent, and astounding that it could potentially blow up the internet once more. Rema isn't merely trending topic is on the decline, which is why Claressa Shields recently smiled on television to reveal that she intends to have a child with Papoose, the same Papoose who is now legally we are married to Remy Ma, not divorced or separated. How did we end up in this situation? This isn't just another famous love triangle, it's war masquerading as parenting. Claressa didn't tease or imply. Instead, she declared it loud and proud, as if she were announcing a championship fight. Rumor has it that Remy broke down emotionally, shattering trust, glasses shattered, and let's face it, when a woman loses her partner and learns that a kid is on the way from the side chick who is now the center of attention, it's not just a loss, it's an assault on her whole existence. So stay put because this is a gritty, drama-filled story. Let's get started. Just when we thought the Remy Ma Papoose Claressa love triangle was at its height, because evidently taking a man isn't enough. These days you also need to establish roots, raise legacies, and send a message, Claressa Shield remarked. Wait, hold my mic. Let's go back in time for the lost souls in the back and talk about Remy, rap legend, bronze royalty, the adored-eye wife who sent a nuclear missile to the ex-wife's heart with a baby announcement. Kept it down for Papoose during his heyday and decline. And yes, they were that couple, the epitome of black love, complete with matching clothes and everything, even behind the walls of the present. Inner stage left Claressa Shields, a two-time Olympic gold winner and unbeaten boxing champion. And others claimed that if Remy and Papoose couldn't make it, there wouldn't be any hope left in the world. Currently regarded as Remy's worst nightmare, their drama began with mild rumors and the odd dubious post, but Claressa quickly rose from a supporting role to the major antagonist. Claressa stepped in like it was the first round of a title fight when Remy and Papoose's marriage reached a rocky patch, but instead of gloves, she brought lashes, a lace front, and a strategy. The internet nearly exploded at Claressa's now famous birthday celebration, the same gathering when Papoose stunned everyone by publicly proposing to her as if Remy had never happened. Although Remy didn't openly express her feelings, insiders claimed she was distraught and that she left the party after seeing gasps, memes, and even thought pieces about the death of loyalty. Time traveled to a few days ago, when there was no makeup, no words, just a black hoodie, and the expression "I wish * would." As if she hadn't just destroyed someone's long, opulent marriage. Claressa sits down for an interview looking elegant and controlled while sipping sparkling water. Then, as if she were ordering dessert, she adds the interviewer blinked twice. The cameraman coughed and the entire internet froze in shock. Yes, we're planning to start a family. In addition to being brazen, this was nuclear. Claressa didn't proclaim a romance. Instead, she announced a bloodline shift, and she has a child with Papoose, while Re's name is still legally listed on the marriage license. Remy likely dreamed of the family, the legacy, the headlines, and, let's not forget, this is the same Claressa who once urged followers to stick around. She's not just stealing Re's guy, she's stealing the future, in their lane, and pay attention to the company that pays them. But now, she is driving directly into Re's lane, and honking twice as she does it. This is where things get worse, much worse. Sources close to the situation, by which we mean curious relatives with screenshot fingers, state that Remy was unaware of this happening, and the family planned everything. According to one insider, Remy was so taken aback by the news that she spent hours locking herself in her dressing room before making her appearance at a private event. Another person said she smashed within an hour of the interview. Social media had a meltdown after witnessing the video go viral on Twitter, and the hashtag #REIDA serves better began trending. Fans from all around the world were sharing old photos of Remy and Papoose's wedding, their visits to the prison, and their years of devotion. They were essentially writing digital eulogies for their union, which she gave him. Some users weren't so nice, defending Claressa by calling her a queen who knows what she wants. One tweet said, and he gave her this. Remy fumbled another post that read, "Let's be honest, if he was so in love, he wouldn't have left. Claressa is just doing what Remy asked." Remy tweeted, "Why y'all mad? She won. Couldn't." Wu requested Papoose Cricket's total radio quiet without a post, quote, or even a reply. Some claim he's avoiding it to the criticism that he's keeping quiet because he knows he made a big mistake. And if it's accurate to suggest that this pregnancy plan has been in the works for some time, we could be facing one of the most as per a leaked chat thread between Claressa and her management. Claressa was prepared to face one of the most premeditated public betrayals in recent hip-hop history. As we move forward, begin constructing with Papoose as early as 3 months ago. That's correct, 3 months ago, which also corresponds with the time frame during which Remy and Papoose were purportedly working on their marriage. Let it sink in. Claressa was preparing to start a family. Remy was attempting to make things right behind closed doors, and Papoose seemed to be caught between being a franchise starter and a family man, and the drama doesn't end there. as another insider claims that there has been simmering backstage hostility, this time from a former assistant who handled events for both Claressa and Remy, when Papoose began skipping studio sessions and turning off his location during excursions. The assistant claims Remy realized something was wrong for months. The last straw, according to the assistant, was a receipt for a bespoke supposedly for Claressa. The baby charm necklace was discovered in the glove box left out by accident or by someone attempting to elude capture. It was not for Remy or their daughter. Ree's silence is getting louder. There has been no formal statement, no rebuttal interview, no murky subtweets, but judging by the expression on her face last Friday outside the club, baby plan revealed on record tells us anything. It's that Remy is finished remaining silent. Because, even though Claressa may have won the round, the fight is only just beginning, and we thought this narrative couldn't get much worse. Additionally, it did so because, although Claressa's interview, announcing her baby, served as the catalyst, a full-fledged wildfire broke out within a day of Claressa's video becoming online. According to social media detectives, began their investigation and discovered, let's just say that, the streets include receipts bearing mind stamps. First, an unidentified source sent a screen capture of a private Claressa Instagram story that was never published publicly, but purportedly captured on tape by one of her close pals, who later turned snake, in which you can hear Claressa gambling while someone, most likely Papoose, says, "You better not tell everyone that we're already trying. Try what you're trying, who you know that means. But wait, it will get better, or worse, depending on who you're rooting for." Images of a purported FaceTime conversation between Claressa and a posh Miami baby store, where she is seen pointing at cribs and inquiring about gender neutral. When the store owner asks, "You planning early, huh?" she responds, "I like to be ready before the internet starts talking," and she laughs. It was too late, but Remy lost teen. Didn't say anything for very long because her publicist abruptly posted a black mystery on Instagram, using white writing, with no tags or context, just 5 terrifying words. "You thought you had won the internet." But instead, people began deciphering it as if it were a Beyoncé song. Was it a warning or a threat? As a prelude to a diss track, fan accounts began creating entire timelines labeled "How Papoose Went," and memes were going viral. TikTokers were acting out the entire drama as if it were Shakespeare, from spouse to hype man. And just as everything was beginning to calm down, someone dropped a bomb. A purportedly leaked audio communication between Papoose and an unidentified acquaintance reached the blogs with a voice saying, "I'm indeed, bro. I thought I was doing the right thing. I didn't know she'd take it public like that." She, Claressa, the blogs ran wild. Papoose, he sounds suspiciously like Papoose. For 6 hours in a row, the regrets baby drama trended on Twitter. YouTubers even posted emergency live broadcasts, and Charlemagne even gave it a donkey of the day. However, Remy Ma's sister was the last straw. Yes, her real-life sister went live on Instagram for 23 minutes, unedited, PR-free, and smoke-filled. She stated things like, "My sister heard that Claressa was creeping for Montiez, so she tried to save her marriage anyhow, and now she has to wake up and talk like a baby. Papoose ought to feel embarrassed. This is humiliation, not just contempt. While your wife is still wearing the ring you gave her, you don't publicly start a family with your rebound." Additionally, the most famous part of the live Remy ain't cracked Rooney's loading boom. Mike dropped that sentence alone, and the responses split the loud. Emotional squad Remy inundated the internet with merchandise memes, ringtone audios, and even TikTok audio remixes. Claressa clapped back at the poignant captions of the old pictures and even the petitions calling for protection for black women in harmful relationships in the industry. A Twitter thread even claimed, "Papoose ain't property if he moved on. That's his choice. Claressa didn't steal him. He walked out." Calling Remy spiteful is out of date and incompatible with the fact that she was outplayed. However, a third group called Team Papoose is Garbage appeared, and they had digital torches. They dragged Papoose about, calling him the biggest career freeloader in hip-hop. Dismay, and the male Kris Jenner went viral with 120 likes on one tweet. Papoose wrote all those lines about loyalty, just to make a terrible mistake for a gender reveal that is now widely shared. As you can see, the story is going from treachery to sympathy, scandal to plan. And now for the unexpected turn of events, a stylist who worked with Claressa last week is saying that according to the stylist's anonymous tip to the Shade Clique, Claressa was never truly pregnant and isn't even actively trying yet, so the baby plan announcement wasn't even true. Said it's PR and leverage since she knew Remy was beginning to talk to him again and she needed to stop it with something Remy couldn't, press its motherhood. Of course, so this isn't just about love, about power, control, and anticipating a story even if it hasn't happened yet. This gets us back to Remy, who, despite her largely passive demeanor, was seen at "You may think I'm down, but I'm not done," she stated at a recent industry dinner, wearing a face-beat dress and having her hair done just like it was Grammy time. And guess who accompanied her? A tall, well-dressed, mysterious man has social media in a chokehold. By dawn, people are already wondering if Remy is getting back on her feet or if she is planning anything. Now that the Remy who grinned through treachery is gone, she is finally ready to share her side of the story. The question is not simply what Claressa did, but also what Remy is. Because this fallout is just getting started. We'll take up exactly where we left off in Chapter 3. Baby rumors, leaked audio, viral live streams, dubious stylists, and a whole lot more culture is watching like it's the Super Bowl of treachery. But this is hazardous, and not just messy anymore because reputations are at stake today. Not just shattered hearts and poor choices. Contracts and litigation. Let's begin with the legal aspect since infant Remy Ma is done being a silent victim. According to several reports, Remy has spoken with her legal team and not just were discussing emotional anguish, defamation, slander, and even a request for an alleged restraining order in the divorce process because it seems that Re's legal team is claiming that Claressa's recent media appearances were staged to incite a public outburst, which might affect Re's endorsement deals, brand deals, and professional image. If you believe that sounds dramatic, but you haven't seen the paperwork, a leaked court letter purportedly sent by Re's attorney claimed that Claressa made deliberate public remarks intended to harm the phrase emotional well-being of the lawful spouse alone through Twitter into a tailspin. But Claressa was negotiating brand deals while Remy was meeting with attorneys. Yes, you read correctly. Since when Claressa's birth announcement went viral, she reportedly signed 3 new marketing deals, one with a wellness company that sells prenatal vitamins, another with a baby clothesline that wants to work with, a boxing mom campaign, and a purported reality TV production agreement called Fighter Fionn Future Mom. The audacity, astronomical, but Carnival picks up a lot of money in Hollywood the day after it's announced. A few clicks later, 2 of Claressa's longtime sponsors, a sports drink company and a luxury fashion brand, went eerily silent. And guess what? Both companies removed her name from their formal press kits, presumably because business doesn't want to be implicated in a problem that makes headlines across the nation, especially when popular compassion is solidly with Rama, who, let's not forget, used her unadulterated talent and ride-or-die loyalty to build her legacy from prison bars to Billboard charts. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the hip-hop community is making some men don't deserve who rides for them. Joe allegedly wrote in a since-deleted tweet, cutting off all communication with Papoose when it became political. In a surprising turn of events, Cardi B reportedly privately contacted Remy to provide encouragement and advise her to remain strong because true victories don't have to be achieved quickly. However, not everyone agrees with Remy. Some female rappers have defended Claressa, saying that she is being unfairly maligned for desiring a future with a loved one. You guys are supporting Remy like she didn't do easy dirty last year. So let Claressa be happy, woo, an underground artist even tweeted. Then, like the cherry on top of a poisonous, a confidential email discussion purportedly between Re's manager and a producer at a big TV network about a tell-all affair was ultimately leaked online. According to the emails, the movie would include exclusive footage from sit-down interviews and even moments from the day she learned about the pregnancy. But the title broke the Remy story. The same emails also discussed the possibility of a follow-up music project and redemption via Resiliency. And guess who could serve as executive producer? It's Re's sister, the same one that went live last week, I think. But what about Papoose? After going silent for days, he finally chose to talk. He shared a black and white selfie with a caption that said, "Truth is ugly, growth is painful, but both are necessary." A war zone, the remark said. Half of the supporters reportedly brave, the other half used clown emojis, memes, and parallels to Tristan Thompson to drag him through the digital mud. But the big twist was that Remy unfollowed him on Instagram as well. According to real sources, Remy has formally left their shared house and moved into a posh apartment in Lower Manhattan. According to the same source, she told pals, "It's not about I have nothing left to offer him, it's about peace now, not retaliation." And Claressa continues to share her most recent anecdote as if nothing had happened. "Building hours unbothered" is the caption on a boomerang of her and her Papoose clinking glasses. That smile, though seems a touch forced, society is now questioning whether this was a PR disaster or a power maneuver, because even if you win the man, you still have to live with the mess. Will Remy emerge from this with the documentaries and a platinum record? And most importantly, is Papoose still the king of loyalty or the biggest critic? Did Claressa win, or did she only intensify her own backlash? Fake hip-hop has ever created because, as is evident, this wasn't merely a controversy but rather a breakdown, a takedown, and a front-row seat to the disintegration of a romance that was once the hip-hop's blueprint for black love. Only required one woman, one ring, and one baby plant too. Many so now that the secrets have been revealed. The ring has been stolen, and the baby speculations are out in the open. The only question that remains is who actually prevailed in this situation. Is it Claressa, who is apparently choosing baby names with a man who may or may not still be legally married? Is Rema emotionally broken but secretly planning a greater scheme with a comeback in the industry that might make her suffering into platinum? Or is the only true victor the gossip blogs? Because, let's face it, we're not just witnessing a scandal. We're also witnessing a strategy breakdown, a brand battle, and possibly even the teaser for the most toxic reality show of the upcoming year. I would like to know if Remy should have the final say in a full diss track, or if Claressa should be praised or criticized for pursuing her goals, destroying what was left of a marriage, and should Papoose be permitted to talk again, or just sit in a corner and think while wearing AirPods? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. Since we're reading everything, you already know what to do. If you want more inside information, leaked video analysis, a